אזרחי ישראל היקרים,
Dear citizens of Israel,
ברגע הנשגב הזה,
in this lofty moment
בו אנו חוגגים
where we are celebrating
70 שנה למדינת ישראל,
70 years for the state of Israel,
טבוע בי זיכרון
I have a memory engraved in me
שקשור בפסוקי מגילת
that has to
העצמאות.
do with the verses of the independence scroll. In the land of Israel
שהוגלה העם מארצו
was
בכוח
established
הזרוע,
the Jewish people after it was exiled from its country. It kept its faith wherever it was.
לפני 32 שנים,
32 years ago,
בבוקר גשום,
in a rainy morning,
ביקרתי בשער טיטוס
I
ברומא.
visited the Titus Arch in Rome.
עמדתי תחת הקשת
I
העתיקה,
stood under this ancient archway.
לידי קבוצות תיירים.
By me were groups of tourists from Japan, from Scandinavia.
מדריך התיירים
The tour guide
הצביע במטריה נוטפת מים
pointed with his wet umbrella
על תבליט החיילים הרומים
on this sculpting of the Roman soldiers who are carrying
את מנורת
in their
בית
victory
המקדש
parade
שחרב.
the menorah of the temple that was destroyed.
התכנסות
This
בתוך
was a
עצמי.
moment of self-reflection.
הרהרתי בתהפוכות
I
הגורל
thought
של עמנו.
about our people. I thought about
פתאום
its
שמתי
history.
לב שהתיירים
And all of a sudden,
מאוד
I've
מתרגשים.
noticed that the tourists were very moved.
מצביעים על
They
המנורה
kept
בהתלהבות.
pointing at this menorah very enthusiastically, and some said very clearly, Israel, Israel.
הם ביטאו מה
They
שמרגישים
were
רבים שמבקרים
expressing
בשער
what many
טיטוס.
others feel when they visit the same place, that this menorah, this candelabra that was engraved in stone as a symbol of destruction of slavery, this became a symbol of revival.
הנה היא כאן לפנינו.
And it is here before our very eyes.
וזהו ידידיי, זהו
And
דבר
this, my friend, is something that has no match in other people's history, because all ancient people who were exiled vanished.
לכל עבר.
They were dispersed all over. They became part with other nations of the world. Only us, the Jewish people,
שהיינו כעלה נידף.
who were a mere leaf in the storm of exile. We refused to vanish. We refused to be part of other nations. We kept our faith to Zion.
חלמנו לחזור לירושלים.
We dreamt of
ובציון
going back to Jerusalem.
הצמחנו מחדש.
And in Zion, we
כעץ החסון.
once again grew the tree, the branches in our land, in Eretz Israel, the state of Israel.
בשנת 70 לספירה חרבה יהודה.
Judea was destroyed in the year 70
כבתה המנורה.
AD. In the year 70 AD, the menorah's light was turned off. But today, at the 70th day of independence to Israel, the menorah is our symbol, and it is stronger than ever.
כדבר הנביא ישעיהו.
As Isaiah said,
כי בא אורך.
show the light, because your light is now on.
אזרחי ישראל,
Citizens of Israel,
גם היום
today,
יש מי שרוצה לכבות את
there are
המנורה.
those who want to kill off the light, those who want to turn off the light coming from
אני
Zion.
מבטיח לכם,
I assure you,
זה לא יקרה.
this will not happen.
זה לא יקרה משום שהאור שלנו...
This is not going to happen because our light will always be stronger than their darkness.
כשדוד בן גוריון הכריז
When
על
David
הקמת
Ben
המדינה,
Gurion declared the establishment of the state of Israel,
גם כשהוא ידע
even when he knew
שכרוכה במלחמה
that
קשה,
this is going to entail fierce war, fighting those who wanted to prevent us from having a state. And even today, we do not deter from a struggle against those who want to annihilate us, because we know
שלהגן על עצמנו,
that protecting ourselves by ourselves, this is the essence of independence.
אנחנו נחושים כתמיד.
We are adamant. We are stronger than ever.
סוד כוחנו טמון
The
בלכידותנו.
secret of our power is in our connections, in the togetherness, in our soldiers, starting from these are the Maccabees of our days. The love of the country is in their veins.
אם נידרש להגן
If
על
we need to
עצמנו,
protect ourselves,
נעמוד באתגר
we will meet the challenge and we will ensure the eternity of Israel.
מכובדיי וידידיי,
Dear friends,
ולא בדיו,
not in ink or a scroll was written the scroll of independence, but rather in the blood of our sons, of our daughters, and in the heroism of those protectors of the country from 1948 until today. All those who serve in the IDF and all other security forces, I salute you.
כל העם מצדיע לכם, וכל
All the people of Israel salute you and love you.
עם אחד אנחנו.
We are one people, Jews from all exiles, Morocco and Russia, Poland and Ethiopia, France and Yemen.
ידינו אחינו,
And by us we have our Druze brothers, Christians, Muslims, Cherkess, Bedouins,
שפכו גורלם בגורלנו, ותורמים
who
למדינת
contribute to our country in all realms.
אזרחים יקרים,
Dear citizens,
גם שיש בינינו מחלוקות,
even when there are disagreements, and how can we do it differently in our vibrant democracy?
ננהל אותם בכבוד הדדי,
We should do it with mutual
מאוחדים
respect,
בידיעה שיש לנו
together knowing that we have only one home.
שבני דורו של סבי
When my
הגיעו
grandfathers,
ארצה לפני 100 שנה,
friends, came over here 100 years ago, they kissed the land, they kissed the soil. And today, when we Israelis come back from abroad and the wheels of the plane touch that very soil, we clap our hands.
ואני אומר לכם, אין
And
דבר
I
כזה
tell you,
בשום
there is
מדינה אחרת
nothing
בעולם.
like that
כמה טוב
anywhere
שבאת
in the
הביתה.
world. It is so good to have you back home.
וכשאני פוגש אתכם, ואני
And
פוגש
when I
רבים
meet
מכם,
you, and I meet many of you, I ask you,
איך המדינה שלנו?
what do you think of Israel?
וכאן יסלח לי ידידי
And
אבשלום
here, my
קור,
friend Avshalom Kor will forgive me for this wondrous renewing Hebrew, because many of you just
ראש
say,
הממשלה,
Mr. Prime
יש
Minister,
לנו מדינה, חבל על הזמן.
we have a huge country, an immense one, a great one.
וזה כל כך נכון.
And this is
אין עליה.
so true. There is no match to it. And I'm not surprised,
משום שהרצל,
because Herzl
מחולל תחייתנו, התנבא.
was already saying this prophecy. We will be given a piece of land to hold on to, and the rest we will do ourselves. He was so
רוח חדשה
right.
עוררה לחיים את העצמות
A new
היבשות.
spirit
רוח
brought to
הקוממיות,
life the dry bones.
קומה אחר קומה.
One floor after another, we built our national home.
הפכנו שממות
We
לחממות.
turned those desert areas to greenhouses. We had paved roads. We have flourishing cities. 70 years ago,
מיד אחרי הכרזת העצמאות,
immediately after the Declaration of Independence,
יצאו לרקוד
the
ברחובות
masses went out to the streets to dance, and they said, "Long live the state of Israel."
מספרים שאחד מהם
They say that one of these people
נשא עיניו לשמיים
looked up to the
ונאנח.
skies and sighed,
תחי מדינת ישראל,
"Long live the state of Israel."
אבל ריבונו של עולם,
But God Almighty,
ממה?
out of what?
אבל היום,
But today,
היום התשובה ברורה.
the answer is very clear. It is the water, it is the agriculture, the industry, tourism, gas, technology, innovation, the talent and the initiative that you have, the citizens of Israel, the talent that you have made happen, that burst everywhere in the last dozens of years, and we turned Israel to a free economy. You are the engine, you are the source, you are the power of it all. We all cherish our alliance with the United States. We all are happy with Trump's historic decision to recognize Jerusalem as our capital and to move the embassy of the strongest superpower in the world to Jerusalem. Thank you, Mr. President. Thank you, America. Many countries in all continents admire our achievements in substance and in spirit, in science and in culture. I visited India several months ago. I want to tell you, in one city, 250,000 Indians came out to the streets. They had Israeli flags in their hand. They waved and they cheered the state of Israel. I must tell you, I was moved to tears. I asked my host, you are 1.25 billion people. We are a little less. Very quickly, we're going to make 9 million, God willing. Please explain to me. Explain this issue, this interest that India has in Israel. And then the Prime Minister of India said, you are a superpower of technology, a world technological superpower. With our technological power and security power, we are creating a revolution in our foreign relations, and we now have an unprecedented flourishing of foreign relations. We turn Israel into a rising world power. Citizens of Israel, when I meet, I'm going on a mission because of you. I meet leaders of the world. I'm so very proud to represent you and our country, which is a lighthouse of power and freedom and innovation. And I want to say one other thing. Deep appreciation, even admiration to Israel. This is finally sipping into a very important place, another place, the Arab nations. And here I do believe we see the seeds, real seeds of peace. Our hand is reached out for peace to all our neighbors who wish it. And to our enemies who think that we are but a mere phenomenon that will go away, I have news for you. Within 70 years' time from today, you will find here a strong state, stronger than ever before. Because what we have done thus far is just the beginning. The light of Israel will shine forever. Happy Independence Holiday, State of Israel.
ראש ממשלת ישראל, מר בנימין נתניהו, מתכבד להדליק משואה לכבוד יום העצמאות ה-70 של מדינת ישראל בשם ממשלות ישראל.
The Prime Minister of Israel, Mr. Benjamin Netanyahu, is now being honored to kindle the torch, marking Israel's 70th Independence Day on behalf of all governments of Israel.
I, Benjamin, son of Tzila and Zion Netanyahu, and a brother of Yoni, all of blessed memory, am proud to light the torch on behalf of governments of Israel who are working
ליישב את ארצנו,
on behalf of our people, to have all the exiles come to Israel, to fortify our strength, to develop our economy,
לכרות בריתות עם ידידינו,
to have alliances with our friends, to obtain peace with our neighbors, to build Jerusalem, our capital, the reconnected city.
ולכבוד עם
And
ישראל המופלא,
in honor of the wondrous people of Israel, here in Israel and in the diaspora, and in the glory of the state of Israel.